We are learning more this morning about developing news out of Syria. Now, Syrian leader Bashar al-Assad's government has collapsed. Assad himself has fled to Moscow, where he has been granted asylum. Now, this comes after rebel forces launched a lightning offensive and seized control of Damascus yesterday. The toppling of the Assad regime follows more than 50 years of dictatorship. And joining us today with some reaction is Danny Ramadan. He's a Syrian-Canadian and author of the book Crooked Teeth. He originally came to Canada as a refugee from Syria during the early years of the Civil War. He's with us on the line this morning. Danny, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Always good to hear you. Appreciate your time. First off, your reaction just hearing this news.
It has been a roller coaster. Waking up to the news that Bashar al-Assad had finally left the country has been something that Syrians have been hoping for the last 14 years. And of course, that brought us a lot of joy. It is the end of this dictatorship. It's the end of a period that had been quite dark in our history. But then at the same time, there's a lot of fearful anticipation because what is going to happen next? The people who are coming in, who are taking command of the country, are folks that we are not sure of their agenda. We're not sure what they're hoping for the future. So there's a mixed emotion here between joy and anticipation.
Well, right. And so what do we know about this group that is taking over power? I mean, they have been described simply as rebels or a rebel faction. What is the
Mhm.
idea? What is the ideology that's guiding them? And what do we worry about what they may impose as far as rule goes?
Absolutely, those are excellent questions. The reality is this group that is leading this new phase of the revolution is a group that was associated with Al Qaeda not 10 years ago. This group has Sunni extremist views, and now they're releasing statements saying that, of course, they're going to have religious tolerance and support for the country, but are they going to hold on to that statement? Are we going to see free elections in Syria? And are we then going to see Syria devolving into a place where folks like me can exist there? Or is it going to be a different form of dictatorship?
And what have you heard from friends and family at home right now about what is happening in the country?
hmm At the moment, Syrians are in a place of celebration. Everybody that I know across Syria are, and across the world, really, because we have a lot of our population living outside of Syria at the moment, are celebrating the end of the Bashar al-Assad and the Assad family dictatorship. There are streets filled with Syrians who are chanting for freedom. They are waving green flags. The city is buzzing with that. And definitely there is this undertone of expectation and hope. So the Syrians are truly putting their best foot forward. That is definitely what I would say.
Um, Assad's family has ruled Syria for more than 50 years. What does his fall from government, what does it mean for the country? What does it mean for Syrians overall?
hmm I mean, I wish we can go back in time and push him out of Syria in 2011,
Yeah.
because when the revolution happened in 2011, it was led by the liberals, it was led by intellectuals. There were hopes for democracy, for human rights. And of course, the Assad, while he was living on this borrowed time, had pushed all of the liberals out or arrested them or disappeared them, right? And caused people like me to leave the country, which opened the space for other folks to come in and take space. So that legacy, that bloody legacy of al-Assad, that includes over 500,000 people who have passed, who were killed, and thousands upon thousands who were disappeared. That is a legacy that Assad will have to live with for the rest of his life.
In the early days of this war, when you think of what Bashar al-Assad wrought on the population of Syria, you remember horrifying things like, the dropping of barrel bombs indiscriminately. And is there any chance at all that he will ever face any consequences or any tribunal for war crimes?
Gosh, I wish again, I'm putting my best foot forward and I'm hoping that this is something that we are going to see one day. But sadly, human history has taught us that dictators can get away with it. And specifically in the Middle East, we have seen that many of the dictators who ruled before the Arab Spring
Hmm.
managed to get away with it. Currently, he's living with his best buddies in Russia, and chances are he's going to be there until the end of his days.
This morning, Israel said that its military struck Syria's chemical weapons capabilities. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also announced yesterday that Israel had temporarily seized control of a demilitarized buffer zone in the Golan Heights.
Hmm.
Netanyahu has said that he, and this is a quote, will not allow any hostile forces to establish itself on the border between Israel and Syria.
Hmm.
What do you see happening to the balance of power in the region, just given how unstable the region is at the moment?
The balance of powers of the region. It's funny because there has not been a balance of powers in the region for the last, I don't know, 20 years. The situation is it's challenging and it's tense. Israel has been on a war path for the last couple years now and has been pushing destruction across the region. At the same time, there are a lot of factors that have happened and that had caused Assad to fall. One of them is Israel destroying the infrastructure of Hezbollah. So the region is definitely imbalanced at the moment, and I don't see it returning to a place of balance anytime soon.
Danny, I remember speaking with you many years ago. Shortly after you had arrived in Canada, you fled
Yeah.
Syria as a queer young man, and here you are. You have established yourself as an author, certainly as a public speaker. I've seen you on many occasions. What does this mean to you personally? Coming from where you have come from.
Mm. I I get this question. I get it a lot, and it's heartbreaking a bit because I still wish that I would have the hope that other Syrians do. But as a queer man, I don't see me packing my bags and taking my husband to introduce him to the place that I was born in. That is not going to happen anytime soon. As a person who believes in human rights and tolerance and equity and diversity, I don't think Syria is going to be a place where I personally would feel comfortable to visit or to stay. Um, it breaks my heart because it had been so long. I fled the country in 2012, right? Like
Hmm.
I fled and came here to Canada in 2014, and it has been a massive journey. But that place is still home for me, and I hope that one day I'll be able to take my beloved ones and go and visit and show them where I came from.
Danny, great to hear you. Thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for hosting me.
All right, you take care. Bye bye.
Bye.
That is Danny Ramadan. He's a Syrian-Canadian author. He arrived here, as he just said, in 2014. He's the author of Crooked Teeth, a queer Syrian refugee memoir.